All right, today we're going to be looking at some altcoins. First and foremost, we'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance. It's sitting at about 40, almost 41%. We can see we had this nice wedge triangle here. Very well respected, had a breakout above to swing failure pattern this previous high before then a massive breakdown. Looks like we held on the very first week, but then slowly lost it, back tested it, and now we're back inside of this wedge, right? So we have a monthly below here at about 30, almost 40%. So we're getting pretty close to that. Otherwise, the bottom of the triangle we can expect to act as support, for some degree of a bounce. And, just wait and see the reaction to here. But ultimately, we can see that alts have really been rallying here. Which is, likely mostly Ethereum, right? I mean, I'm sure that the massive push up in Ethereum that Bitcoin has not followed suit on can be seen right here in this chart. With that said, we'll dive right into Ethereum. I won't spend too much time on this because it's very similar to my Bitcoin analysis. Looking to trade this giant descending wedge here. We can see we're looking to put in this wave 4. We'll get down to a daily time frame. Looking to put in this wave 4. Preferably some kind of a tap onto this upper trend line here for this wedge. And especially this untapped daily level here. This would be a great area for some degree of a rejection, right? To then put in our wave 5. We can see we broke out of the value area here, and this untapped daily, in the event that this downtrend does continue, we can look to this untapped daily and the value area high here as our first level of support, and look to see if we can hold it as support there. Otherwise, if we were to break down, then we can look to this weekly in the bottom of the wedge here. But ultimately, we can see here price is making an attempt at breaking up into this previous value area here. If I go ahead and just draw this line, you can see that the value area low from this previous range is holding a support here, and that the point of control here acted as resistance. So if we can, hold this and get back up, make another attempt at the point of control, maybe we can finally get that move up that we're looking at towards the value area high, this untapped daily, and the top of this wedge. All right, we'll take a look at AVAX. Looks like I have some stuff drawn out here. We'll get rid of those for now. See what kind of trend lines we have. We are coming up on our descending trend line here. Let's just take a quick look at this analysis here. So we have broken up above the value area, and we can see that this area here was a very key resistance that is now being tested as support, right? We have this daily level as well as the value area high, rejection. Now looking to flip it to some degree of support here. We have our drop value area high. We can see it that was acting as resistance, and now we have this new daily put in here that is tapped. That could also be a reference point, if we're looking for perhaps to flip this to support to get our move up. We'll look to flip this area to support before then looking to go higher, right? And we can see that this is really, it's a textbook backtest, right? We had a massive breakthrough, and now simply we're going to backtest this and look for some degree of continuation. Let's take a look at our volume here. Yeah, compared to our breakout volume, it's high, and our retest volume is lower. So that is something that you want to see. Ultimately, it would be a very fair place for this to put in a higher high here, confirm this as support, then have some degree of continuation. If that doesn't hold, we do have an untapped weekly here and our high time frame point of control that could act as support. Take a look at Doge. Very similar story for Doge. We can see that this area was our very key support. We broke through it, had some very short back test here before then pumping higher, and now we're looking to hold this daily as well as this. So we kind of put in this previous range here before breaking down out of it, filling this wick and getting a little bit lower. The value area here we can see we've broken back into. So if we just draw this, over, we can see that the value area high here acted as resistance, and the value area low acted as support. And now it looks like that the daily has an opportunity to close above this previous daily resistance and the point of control here. Ultimately, in the event that we do get a move down, I think that this area would be a great first area of support, a daily previous month high and the local high volume node, to then maybe put in some kind of a range here, or at the very least get a move up here for a nice, scalper or short-term trade. But ultimately, this area is resistance here from about 0.088 cents to about a little over 9 cents. This area here is resistance, and until price breaks above, confirms it as support, we'll just continue to look to trade below it, right? Until we do get that move up. After that, we can look to this untapped daily here as our next level of resistance. We can see it was a very, 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 very quick move down, which oftentimes gives us a very quick move up. All right, we'll take a look at DOT. Somewhat of a similar story here. We can see that this area here was resistance and is now being back tested as support, right? So if we can hold this area of support, get a nice higher low here, then we can look to break through this resistance point, which is between the point of control from this value area here, the value area low from here, as well as this weekly, right? So we can see that this area of resistance will be very key. If we can break above it, can flip it to support, then we can simply look to trade up to the value area high of this range, as well as this untapped daily up here. In the event that this level does not hold, this is a very key support here, a high time frame point of control, as well as an untapped monthly that I will definitely be looking to see some kind of a long setup, to which I'll open up some longs here, and at the very least trade to our value area high, our local value area high here. Right now we'll take a look at Solana. Let's see here. So we have some degree of a wedge being put in here. We can see the bottom and the top have been very good points of support and resistance here. So we do have an untapped weekly, daily, and then our key point of control here, very close to the bottom of the wedge. I would very much expect this to act as support, and then simply look to rotate to the top of the range, or I'm sorry, the top of the wedge again. Given, this is a very key resistance here, we can see that it's been held for a very long time. If price can manage to hold this as support, I don't see any reason that we wouldn't test this area again. And in the event that we can flip it to support, then we'll simply look to our daily level, our untapped daily up here. But for the most part, I as of right now, I don't see any reason to believe that we're going to break below this level. I think this is a very, very good degree of confluence. We have a key point of control here, a weekly plus an untapped daily, all right in this area here that can act as support, right? So I will look for some degree of a long setup here, and then simply go ahead and rotate it to new highs. On the other hand, if price does break out of this wedge, it is an ascending wedge, so simply we would just, we would look some degree lower. But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself here. I really like this area as support. And then, if this did break through, we at the very least have this untapped daily that could slow us down in the meantime, for some new analysis here.